Hello everybody, welcome back to this new episode of Textile with Alberto. Today we're going to talk about singeing. So what is it? How's it performed? All this, stay tuned. I think you'll enjoy what I got for you. Hey guys, I'm Alberto and I'm a textile technician that lives and works in Italy. Today we're going to talk about singeing. So what is it? Singeing is a thermomechanical process that is performed to remove protruding fibers or hair from yarns, especially stable yarns, so discontinuous fibers such as wool, linen, cotton, and so on. You simply expose your yarn or fabric to direct flame. Also in Italy, we have two different words to say singeing and gassing for fabrics and yarns, but it's basically the same thing. With gassing and singeing, you just remove the hair from the yarn or the fabric. The flame works in different ways according to the angle and the speed of scrolling, 90 degrees, 45 degrees, and so on. The speed is very important because if you go slow, the flame burns more material. The burners can be 1, 2, or 3, depends on what you have to achieve. So why in the world should I perform gassing or singeing on my yarn? First of all, singeing improves peeling problems. As you know better than me, guys, peeling is always around the corner, especially when we talk about wool. There are those little hairy balls that come out from the sweater. They are very annoying. Also, singeing improves to have a smoother and cleaner surface. If you perform, for example, singeing directly on the yarn and not on the fabric, it costs more, but it's much more preciser. And then it improves the yield of the loom during the manufacturing process. For example, I have a chart over here showing that the yarn breaks are less and less if the yarn has been gassed. And this is the last and much more important pros and perk about gassing and singeing. Singeing improves really a lot the dyeing process. Why? Simply because you concentrate more dye stuff on the yarn and the dye stuff is not spread all over the hair of the yarn. So if you singe the yarn, it improves the brilliancy of the yarn and the color is much more wonderful. There are also a lot of cons if you singe the yarn. It's not that suitable for synthetic yarns because, they are less hairy compared to discontinuous fibers. It's an expensive process, so you have to take into account that you add a process in the supply chain, so of course it will cost you more to produce the yarn. It slightly reduces the tenacity of the fabric if it's performed directly on the fabric. It dries the hand of the fabric, that's why the yarn is always recombed or rewinded up. You have to consider, guys, that the yarns, especially natural fiber yarns, always contain a percentage of moisture, and if you burn the yarn, the percentage drastically decreases. A high level of moisture in the yarn is very important to maintain the features that the yarn has, especially physical properties of the yarn. That's why a yarn reconditioning or a yarn moisture regain is very much important after the singeing process. Last but not least, singeing actually messes up the yarn a little bit with the ashes and it slightly lightens the fabric up because more material is burned. So yeah, these actually lighten the fabric up a little bit. You also have to consider that regarding woven fabrics, singeing is always performed along with scouring and desizing in the preparation of fabric dyeing. Can I perform singeing also on silk? Yes, of course, guys, you can perform singeing on whatever fiber, but also on polyester and polyamide. Does it make any sense to perform it? Actually, depends on what you have achieved. As I like to say, it depends. In textiles, everything is legit. Why conventional cotton is not always singed? Well, actually depends on the applications, guys. You have to consider that singeing actually costs a lot. So since textiles always have to low down the costs, singeing is not always performed. That's it for today, guys. I hope you have enjoyed the content of this video. Please thumbs up and yeah, as usual, stay safe, take care. I'll see you guys in the next video.